Hey, what's up, what's up? This is Coach Kid Funny back in again for you and for yours. And I'm up here dropping this one. This one's about Zimbabwe faces climate debt trap as Cyclone Kenneth follows after Idai. Now, this is from Climate Home News. Now, it kind of throws you off, you know what I'm saying? Now, maybe I should have used this article as the best thing, but it kind of throws you off on climate change, but it shoots itself in the foot during the article, what I'm going to point out. But the main thing I wanted to point out was the debt. You know what I'm saying? And this is how this stuff, the N.G.Os, if you watch the video I've been doing on this stuff, on a series about that, this is how the N.G.Os work. This is how they get down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to show that. A loan from the International Monetary Fund, an N.G.O, allows the African country to rebuild climate-linked disasters, but drive the poor people in debt, campaigners warn. Cyclone Kenneth is battering Mozambique just 5 weeks after Cyclone Idai killed more than 1,000 people. It's an unprecedented run of extreme weather. The country's the world's sixth poorest country, faces a second storm with an extra 118 million of debt after the I.M.F. last week ran interest-free loans for rebuilding. Now, when it says it's interest-free loans for rebuilding, you might think, well, that's good, but no. The interest-free loans go to the corporations there. You know what I'm saying? Places like that is not owned by the people. The money, the people don't even see the money like that. They might get a couple here, but maybe something here and there, but for cameras and shit. But they really don't get the money like that, leaving them shut up with the debt. In unfairly straddles victims of the climate disaster with the cost of a problem they did little to cause. Campaigners argue, calling for better support system. Sarah J. Clifton, director of the Jubilee Debt Campaign, said it's a shocking indictment of the international community that Mozambique had to borrow money to cope. What is happening to Mozambique is going to happen to other places more frequently, unless there's a more systematic approach for tackling debt problems of the poor countries. There is going to be climate debt traps spiraling out of control, she told Climate Home News. Kenneth was the strongest storm ever to make landfall in Mozambique, according to meteorologists. On Thursday, it brought a wind of 220 kilomiles and a heavy rainfall of north of the country, which has never recorded hurricane-force winds before. It comes after the cyclone Idai swept through Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and Maui in March, leaving widespread homelessness and an outbreak of cholera in its wake. Now here's the part where the climate news shoots itself in the booty. While there is no study has specifically measured how climate change affected the likelihood of these cyclones, global warming is known to intensify certain tropical storm effects. So there's no study on it. You know what I'm saying? To measure how climate change changed all this stuff about it. But they're going to blame it on that anyway. There's absolutely no doubt when there's a tropical storm like this, it's because of climate change. The rainfall intensifies higher. Even though there is no study. You know what I'm saying? So, but if we're going to talk about the debt, that's the main important thing. Jubilee Debt Campaign, meanwhile, is urging the I.M.F. to write off the debt to the countries hit by Cyclone Idai, as it did for Ebola-stricken countries in 2015. Back in March, the I.M.F. offered close to $100 million to Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone on the so-called post-catastrophic debt relief mechanism. But as I stated before, the money from the debt relief mechanism, you know what I'm saying, it goes to the corporations around it and the N.G.Os to push whatever they want to push. You know what I'm saying? Whatever things they trying to push and whatnot. And the people get straddled with the debt. Clifton said that a Washington-based institution can afford to do so, pointing profits it made from a lending to middle to high-class income countries. As of October 2018, it had $30 billion in reserves. Without relief, Mozambique is growing risk of a debt crisis, according to Clifton. London banks have interjected more than $2 billion of secret loans to the government without approval of Parliament. And at least $700 million has gone missing. So out of the $2 billion that London banks have put in there, right? At least $700 million of that has gone missing. And that's how it happens. But the people are going to get straight up with this debt. And a U.S. state investigation alleged that at least $200 million of the loans were spent on bribes to bankers and politicians involved in the deal. In a statement to Climate House News, the IMF defended its loan, emphasizing the speed and the terms which it was delivered. The IMF Executive Board approved on April 19, 2019, a quick disbursement of U.S. dollars of $118.2 million under the Rapid Credit Facility, the RCF, a spokesman wrote. This concession loan, carrying zero interest rate, is to fund most appropriate interest to assisting member countries for the following a natural disaster. Also, the RCF disbursement will play a catalytic role in ensuring external grants to help Mozambique recover as quickly as possible from this tragic episode. Extreme weather impacted almost 62 million people worldwide in 2018, according to World Meteorological Organization, WMO. But as we stated before, and I said it before, you know what I'm saying? Without relief, Mozambique is a growing risk of a debt crisis, according to Clifton. London banks have interjected more than $2 billion of secret loans to the government without approval of Parliament. You know what I'm saying? Out of that $2 billion, $700 million has gone missing. And a U.S. state investigation alleged that at least $200 million of the loans were spent on bribes to bankers and politicians involved with the deal. So that's about what? That's almost close to $1 million right there. That's $1 million is unaccounted for. You know what I'm saying? That's almost $1 million. Almost $1 billion, not accounted for. So the poor ain't seeing none of this damn money, but the poor gonna get shut up with the debt. And this the game they playing with the NGOs and the leadership and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So we got to wise up to the fact, and it shows right here that Zimbabwe gonna have to eat that for a minute. Mozambique, excuse me, is going to eat that for a minute. I know Michael Sankara, the great Michael Sankara, is turning over in his grave right now because this is not what he had planned for Mozambique. Read about Michael Sankara. He was a strong leader. You know what I'm saying? A disciplinarian. He would not have such measures going for his people. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? And this shows how the weakening of the Mozambique leadership have gotten over time. Anyway, but and also how strong they're not coming together. You know what I'm saying? Because when Michael Sankara was around, they was coming together. Zimbabwe and all the people like that. They was talking. You know what I'm saying? The boss, the security service of South Africa had killed that man. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to hide it and trying to play with it, but they had killed that man for his ideas and his thoughts for his people. We need to focus up, y'all. But this is Coast Skip Fun Day. We got to show more stuff like this, man. Got to get the economic solutions going on. But remember, when they offer you some money, they're trying to attack you. That's the same thing with these 501c3s over here in the States. We got to talk about soon enough. And the NGOs that's running around the black community around here. That definitely need to be discussed. Nigga, my people look like fools. This is Coast Skip Fun Day. Hit the like, subscribe button. Much love to you and yours. Peace.